Today I want to talk about anxiety. I share about my own pathway with anxiety in my book, Using Essential Oils for Emotional Management. So you can read about it there. But what I want to share to you today is an observation that I've made about anxiety in our current society. And it seems to me that anxiety is something that people tend to label themselves with. And they say, I have anxiety. And as a university lecturer, I get a lot of students coming to me saying, I have anxiety. And sometimes I have to explain to them, well, it's actually normal to feel anxiety right now. You're taking on a new course, you're starting this new thing, and there's lots of things that can make anxiety rise in you right now, and it's actually really normal to experience that. And if we didn't have anxiety, we'd either have very, very boring or very, very outrageous lives, right? If we weren't anxious about anything, we'd just go and do all kinds of crazy things. And if we didn't have anxiety about moving forward, we would just stay cocooned too much. And sometimes that anxiety can trigger us to make change. So what I love to do is to do a little exercise with anyone who is experiencing anxiety and explain to them that it's a normal thing to experience. Sometimes we don't even know what the trigger of that anxiety is. It can be a hormonal change that's going on inside us, and we don't know what that is. There's nothing perhaps visible on the outside that's happening. And the thing that you could deal with completely fine yesterday, suddenly you can't cope with today. And there can be things like hormones going on inside you that can explain that, but we can't test our hormones every second of the day to find out. But what I want to do with you today is an anxiety removal, in that I want you to just close your eyes and feel into your physical body. Perhaps give yourself a little jiggle and a wiggle, because that brings awareness that we have a physical body. Bringing the mind into the body, bring our mind into our breath. Slow our breathing down a little, breathing gently in and out. Let it flow evenly and easily. I want to reassure your conscious mind that you can't feel anxiety 100% of the time. It's a feeling, it's an emotion. It can't exist in you forever. It comes and it goes. And as such, you don't have anxiety. You experience anxiety. And this is a normal human emotion to have and to feel. And I want you to, in your mind's eye, look down at your chest. And you see this massive sticker stuck across your chest, and it has anxiety on it. And you look down at this label that's been attached to you. And you say to yourself, I am not anxious. I don't have anxiety. I simply experience anxiety as a normal emotion. And I accept that I experience anxiety, but I do not need this label. And in your mind's eye, or even if you want to physically, imagine pulling this sticker off your chest. Feel that tearing, hear that gripping noise as it comes away from your clothing. And you can tear it up into 1,000 little pieces and throw it in the bin, or toss those pieces into the air and let it scatter to the wind. And just feel the release that comes from removing that label from yourself. that you don't have to say, I have anxiety. You can accept that anxiety is an experience that you have as a perfectly normal experience as a human being with emotions. And just take another few deep breaths as you feel that weight lifting from your shoulders, that anxiety label removed and gone. And be reassured that any time anxiety arises for you, it's a normal emotion, can happen at any time, but it can also flow and ebb away. And doesn't need to sit with you forever. You can use it as a learning tool. Accept it and let it go. Now as you take one more big deep breath in, as you let that breath out with a loud exhale, feel any anxiety flowing out with that breath as well. Thank you for joining me today for my little thoughts on anxiety. And if you are someone who finds that anxiety is impacting on your daily life and you need some other tools to help you, please reach out for support.